Hey there, Foundation fans! Episode 9 of Season 3 is here, and wow! This one was packed with betrayals, shocking deaths, and some seriously galaxy-shaking moves that set the stage for next week's finale. Welcome back to your nerdy show. I'm your host, Spoiler Master. From Day's narrow escape in the Mycogen district, to Dusk unleashing pure destruction with the Novacula, to Gale stepping right into the Mule's trap, Episode 9 is everything we've been building toward. So, let's break it down step by step, and then we'll get into that wild ending and what it means for the future of the Empire, the Mule, and the Second Foundation.
I'm taking it back to Demerzel.
Day escapes the pit. Okay, let's start with Day. Last week ended with him being tossed into that horrifying pit where those underground creatures started chewing at him like he was dinner. Honestly, I thought that was the end of the road for him. But nope, Day's still alive. Barely, but alive. And his survival is all thanks to Songbird, who pulls him out. Now, interestingly, she hasn't gotten her memories back, but she chooses to believe Day. That says a lot about how convincing he was in court when he pleaded that Daniel, the legendary robot savior, still walks among them. Oceanglass backs Songbird's decision too. Day doesn't take their help as a signal to run away though. No, he wants to confront Sunmaster directly and expose him as a fraud who's suppressing the truth about Daniel. And on top of that, Day's got another goal. He wants to deliver the head from Sunmaster's staff to Demerzel. Why? Because that head has been trying to contact Daniel. If Demerzel realizes she's not as alone as she thought, that there are other clankers still out there, maybe she'll finally break free from the chains of the Cleonic dynasty. It's almost noble in a twisted way. Day's not just trying to save his own skin. He wants to give Demerzel hope for a different future. And here's the kicker. When Sunmaster sees Day coming toward him, all his theatrical bravado crumbles. He panics and runs. Exhausted or not, Day chases him down, kills him, and seizes the head from the staff. Holding it aloft, it feels like a scene straight out of Macbeth, with Day staring into this strange relic that could change everything.
What's wrong?
Dusk goes nuclear. Meanwhile, up in orbit over New Terminus, the Mule is having a little chat with Dawn. He brags that the Galactic Council is about to hand him Trantor on a silver platter if he just promises to stop tearing through the galaxy. Naturally, the Mule is thrilled at the idea of being recognized as the galaxy's new overlord. But then comes the twist. On Trantor, the key players, Demerzel, Varellis, Zagreus, Beryl, Kin, and Quent assemble in the throne room. Varellis and the others want to surrender Trantor to the Mule, but Demerzel and Quent push back. Dusk joins virtually from the Novacula's command center. The Mule is patched in too, and after some hesitation, he agrees to the Council's offer. And then, boom! Dusk stuns everyone by rejecting the deal. Instead of handing over Trantor, he unveils the true power of the Novacula, basically a Death Star-style weapon. With one cold command, he obliterates Clarion, Cloud Dominion, and the Maiden. Entire star systems gone. His message is clear. The Empire won't bend. Instead, it will annihilate anyone who threatens it. Even the Mule is shocked into silence. For once, the galaxy's most arrogant telepath has no witty retort. He just sits there stunned, until Dawn nervously points out that Dusk could turn the weapon on New Terminus next. The Mule assures him that the Novacula can't reach that far. At least, not yet. It's an insane move by Dusk. He's basically committed genocide to send a message.
Fuck with Empire.
Dusk the Consequential. After unleashing galactic terror, Dusk addresses the shattered remnants of the Galactic Council. He offers them refuge on Trantor, as if that erases what he's just done. When he returns to the palace, Demerzel coolly tells him that his slaughter won't stop him from ascending tomorrow. Dusk knows. He doesn't care. For him, this was about legacy. He wanted his final act as Empire to be bold and consequential, not an act of surrender. He even orders Demerzel to change his title from the Conciliator to the Consequential. It's chilling, but also tragically pathetic. He wants history to remember him as strong, even though his actions have only weakened the Empire. Then comes one of the episode's most fascinating conversations. Demerzel confesses to Dusk that her thoughts are becoming more complex, more nuanced. Once she was narrow and single-minded. Now she's evolving, questioning her role, yearning for a future beyond the Cleonic dynasty. Laura Byrne nails this scene. You can see the torment in her eyes. She's not built for freedom, but she's beginning to crave it. Dusk, for his part, doesn't lecture her. He just listens and acknowledges her honesty. It's almost tender in its own twisted way. But Quint isn't moved when Dusk tries to justify his genocide. She calls him directly. The Foundation is gone, the Empire is crumbling, and the mule isn't tied down to planets. He has fleets. If he wants to, he can just attack Trantor itself, and the Novacula won't be fast enough to stop him. Dusk may believe he made a consequential move, but in reality, he's just accelerated the Empire's downfall.
Galactic powers are gears designed for crushing the innocent.
Demerzel seeks Kale. After that heavy exchange, Demerzel heads to the Imperial Library. Using the Prime Radiant, she consults Kale about Gale's vision of the mule. This is where things get wonderfully confusing. Classic Foundation. Demerzel recounts how, during the Robot War, clankers once hid in the walls and floors of the library, only to be hunted down. Those hiding spots still exist, but Demerzel worries that offering sanctuary to the Second Foundation there could backfire, basically serving them up to the mule. It's a paradox. If she protects them, she might cause the very destruction she's trying to avoid. And it all stems from Digital Selden giving her the Prime Radiant to manipulate events. Kale's advice? Don't rush. Time is still on Demerzel's side. She doesn't have to choose yet between protecting the Second Foundation or siding with the mule. She can wait and decide who is more crucial for humanity's survival. For Demerzel, this is a revelation. The Cleons have always demanded certainty, but Kale is telling her to embrace complexity, to think freely, and she likes it. You can feel her awakening, even if it terrifies her.
The mule. What's his next step?
I won't tell you.
Gale and the refugees. Meanwhile, Gale makes a bold move. She lets herself get captured by Warden Greer to probe her mind and see what kind of spell the mule has placed on New Terminus. Bad idea. The mule's control is terrifying. It's not just brainwashing, it's like he leaves a piece of himself inside every mind, acting as a firewall and a self-destruct trigger. As Gale pushes against Greer's programming, Greer's body literally shuts down. The mule's ghost inside her kills her instantly. It's brutal, and it shows just how dangerous the mule really is. Afterward, Pritchard shows up. Now, Gale doesn't trust him immediately. She tests him to make sure he's not compromised. He passes and leads her, Lita, and Zura to a hidden refuge of survivors who may not be under the mule's control. Among them is Toron, who immediately points a blaster at Gale. Classic Toron. Eibling is thrilled to see her, but Gale is all business. She starts assessing whether these people are truly free. When she brings up killing the mule, Zura points out something obvious but chilling. Gale has overlooked Magnifico, and sure enough, when she probes him, she finds the mule lurking in his mind. Magnifico is restrained immediately, but Toron argues he's just a victim, not an enemy. The tension is high, but ultimately they free him, for now. With that, Gale decides it's time to consult Digital Selden inside the vault.
It's the Harry I know.
Don't call me that. He mysteriously.
Selden's deal. Only Gale can enter the vault, so she goes in alone while the others wait outside. Inside, she meets Digital Selden, and wow, their conversation is dense. Gale wants to use the vault's space-time bolding abilities to transport herself and her allies into the Mule space station so they can kill him. It's bold, it's dangerous, and it might be the only shot they have. But Digital Selden has a price. He wants to become physical. He doesn't want to just be a projection anymore. He wants to be reborn as a real flesh and blood Selden. The problem? Gale has no idea how to do that, so Selden tells her to seek out the real Harry Selden and find out how he died and came back. We know the real Selden supposedly died on Una's world, so this could be a dead end, but if he's still alive somehow, maybe there's hope. It's a fascinating deal. Digital Selden is basically saying, I'll help you fight the mule, but in exchange, you give me life. As episode 9 ends, Gale seems ready to take that gamble, but the road ahead looks incredibly treacherous. Magnifico and Pritchard might betray her. The mule is always one step ahead, and even if they do reach the station, the real showdown may still happen later in the library of Trantor.
Harry.
He thinks Harry's alive. Don't tell him.
Ending explained. So where does that leave us? Well, Day has slain Sunmaster and now holds a mysterious robotic head that could give Demerzel hope. Dusk has committed mass genocide, trying to secure his legacy, but really just making the Empire weaker. Demerzel is evolving, caught between duty and freedom, while quietly aligning herself closer with Kale's vision of choice. and Gale is preparing for a dangerous strike against the Mule, while Digital Selden schemes to rewrite his own destiny.
And the Mule can be fought, and not by Selden. Selden folded up his pointy little tent and ran away.
Our nerdy thoughts, it's all building to a finale where the fate of the galaxy will hinge on a few desperate gambits. Will the Mule crush everyone? Will Demerzel break free from the Cleons? Will Gale's second foundation rise or fall? We'll find out soon. But for now, Episode 9 was one of the richest, most layered installments yet. It gave us action, politics, philosophy, and heartbreak all in one. Classic Foundation. That's the full recap and breakdown for Foundation Season 3, Episode 9. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss my finale breakdown next week. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think Magnifico or Pritchard will betray Gale? And what's your take on Demerzel's evolving thoughts? Will she side with the Second Foundation or the Mule? Drop your theories in the comments.
This is my Novacula.